Hello YouTube, welcome to the channel. And then on today's video, we're going to be looking at this bad boy. It is the RDRC WL01 or WPL WL01. Now, I've actually quickly looked on WPL's website and I cannot find this truck listed on there. So whether WPL are making it for LDRC or it's the other way around, I don't know. But this does not appear on the at the moment anyway, does not appear on the WPL official website. But this thing is quite obviously based on their D12 Kei truck, but with a different body, and I think there's a few more features. So anyway, what we're going to do, we're going to get into it, give it a little rip round, and then have the conclusions at the end. So that's enough waffle. Let's get the box open and see what's inside. Right then, in the box we've got a little bag of accessories. We've got some what look like windscreen wipers, some wing mirrors, we've got a little USB battery charger, there's like a little roll cage sort of cab protector there, and what looks like a little battery box of some description. We've also got some WPL stickers, and it does come in a WPL bag. We've got a very generic looking WPL controller, and these have basically dual rate for the steering and the throttle. You get a fast and a slow mode on the throttle. I mean, they're fully proportional, and they also come with steering servo adjustment on the transmitter. And last but not least, we've got the actual truck itself. Now, this is quite obviously based on a WPL D12 because there's a chassis, as far as I can tell, it's identical to a D12. The main differences are with the actual bodywork itself. Now, on the LDRC version, you can, I think it says, oh, that's it, they're a bit stiff. You can open all the doors. The bed also, the sides, it can be folded down like that, so you can have a completely flat cargo bed. What we might do is, I tell you what, the suspension seems a lot softer than a D12. And look at the front when you press the front down, you can see, won't it? So it stays down. I'm not sure if that's correct or not. But the suspension seems a lot softer and more compliant than a D12. I know they were very, very bouncy, but that that just collapses when you push it down. Anyway, what we'll do is I might take a few bits and pieces off this thing, see what's underneath, and then we'll take it for a little blast round. Now, in my excitement, I did forget to mention the price. I think this is on Banggood at the moment for just under 40 quid, £39 something or other, which is about $45, $47 approximately. And the battery lives in this little compartment at the back. It's basically the same little 7.4 volt battery you get in most modern WPLs. Now that we've got his clothes off, it's quite obviously a D12 underneath. There are a few major differences though, one of which is we've got one of those horrible 4-pin battery connectors that they seem to enjoy sticking on batteries these days. Why they couldn't have stuck with the 2-pin WPL item, I don't know. It's probably because to stop you from using WPL batteries. I mean, it's quite obviously a WPL. It's written down on the receiver and ESC board. We've got a little clear cover on the motor so we can see all the gears inside. I think the WPL version has a black cover, I think, I'm not sure. It should be like a little 280 motor. They go quite well, these do actually. They're not too bad speed wise. They're not fast, but you know, they've got some go in them. But apart from that, I mean, it's quite obviously a D12 underneath. One thing I've noticed actually is the front suspension, without the weight of the cab on it, springs back nicely, but as soon as you put the weight of the cab on it, yeah, it's not powerful enough to raise the front suspension, so I'm not sure how that's going to handle. Now, just for the hell of it, we're going to check the speed of this thing. Just chuck the speedo in the back of the bed there, stick it on its fast mode and see what happens. Exactly 6 miles an hour. One of the most incredible things about this is the turning circle. If you switch the steering rate to the next setting, Check this out. That's absolutely amazing. Think of our little WL01 Kei Truck here. And let's not break with tradition, let's have some good and bad points. We're going to start with the bad points first, I think. First thing I did notice is every time you try and pick this thing up, it's got, oh, there you go, it's got a bit of weird flex between the actual cab and the truck bed itself. So every time you pick it up, it pulls itself out of these tangs on the side that hold the bed on. There you go, the bed on. And it's just, I mean, it's a minor thing, but it's really irritating. Now, the second thing I've got written down on my list is that once you've got over the initial ripping this thing round, it's not particularly exciting. It doesn't really do anything for me. The D12 didn't. The excitement in these little trucks is actually modifying them and doing something else with them. But as a standalone sort of model of a Kei truck, like I say, once you've got over the initial ripping it round for a bit, there's nothing much in it. Right then, let's have some good points, and the first of which is this thing is cheap. It's on Banggood at the moment for under 40 quid, so it's for nothing really. There are plenty of spares available for the D12, etc., and these little Kei trucks, so spares are not an issue for this. I do like the extra RDRC features on this thing, like the opening doors and the bed that folds down. That brings a new dimension to the old D12. This softer suspension does work a little bit better than the D12s, I must admit, even though I was a bit concerned that, you know, we sort of, when you depress the front of the cab, it doesn't spring up, but it doesn't seem to matter when it's ripping around on pavement. So the suspension, I think, is a little bit better than the D12. This thing has an absolutely phenomenal turning circle. I mean, you can see why people convert them into proper little drift trucks, because the turning circle is just absolutely phenomenal. And these trucks do make a good basis for conversion. I've seen lots of 4x4 D12 Kei trucks, and this thing is going to be no different. Right, in conclusion time, I'm going to recommend the WL01 to you guys. And I'm going to say, well, if you really want one, yes. I mean, they're cheap, but personally, it doesn't do anything for me. But the beauty of these little Kei trucks and these little drift trucks that WPL and it looks like RDRC produce now is the fact that they are excellent basis for conversion. So I've seen lots of 4x4 versions. I've seen lots of proper little drift trucks made out of these things. So I think the interest lies in the fact that you're going to convert this and make it into something a bit more interesting. As ever, if you want one of these little trucks, there will be a link in the description to where you can go and get one from. Big thumbs up to Banggood for supplying this for review to the channel today. As ever, if you found this video of some use and interest, please give it a big thumbs up. And if you're feeling that way inclined, hit that subscribe button. We're nearly at 3,000 subscribers now. So do us a favour, hit that subscribe and see if we can get 3,000 before the end of the year.